What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video. It is Friday. It is August 23rd. We are back. We have a 14-game main slate. So we're not going to cover the first game. We're going to cover the 14 main games. So we're very excited for it. And it's a pretty good main slate for a Friday. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you learn anything. We have giveaways every single day. We're very excited to have that. You have a chance to win. All you have to do is be a subscriber, like this video, and leave a comment. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you've left a comment, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. If the video gets 100 likes, you have a chance at a free month. 150 likes, a chance at a $200 free year. 200 or more likes, a chance at a $500 lifetime pass. The second way to do it, somewhere in this video, I will have a keyword. Listen for that keyword, type it in, have a chance to win a free week on top of that. Now, you could win both of them. So if you're watching the video, you have a chance to win every single day. Yesterday's video, we had the same person win. So we're back to that. We're gonna see how we do here. So the video is a little bit longer. In that instance, we go through everything. So we're gonna go through all 14 games. We're gonna look at the pitchers. We're gonna look at the batters. We are using our sponsor, Outlier.bet. If you want to check out Outlier.bet and everything it has to offer, go check out one of our betting videos in our betting playlist on our channel here on YouTube. You can kind of see they have two packages, a $20 a month package, $120 a month package. Now, with that, we're going to give you, if you sign up using our link down below. So all of our links are in the description of this video. So Discord, Outlier, today's article, which you see on the screen, everything is down below. If you're interested in signing up with our links to Outlier, if you do the $20 a month, we're going to give you a free week of FTA+. You got to go through the 7-day free trial and pay that $20. If you do the pro package with them, you're going to get 7 days free just to check it out. If you enjoy what you see in those 7 days, sign up for the pro package, $120, $130. We are going to give you free 3 months of FTA+, which is a $90 value on top of it. So welcome to everyone who's new to the channel. A lot of people have been signing up. A lot of people have been subscribing to this channel. A lot of people have been going to the website as well. So yes, we do have a website. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com is that website. So we're going to see who the two winners or maybe one winner is from yesterday's video. So we had a minimum of 50 likes on the video. So we are having a giveaway for that. And then anyone who put the keyword in there will have a chance as well. So even if the keyword is in this first person, we're still going to re-roll it. So Robert Herbst, I saw this earlier. I just about turned you off because when you took a drink of your coffee, I could hear you swallow it all the way down your throat, even though I believe in the video I was drinking water at the time. But congratulations, Rob. If you email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, we will give you, and if you probably don't have a account on the site, if you do not, let me know a username and email you would like, and we'll get you set up in the site for your free pass. Now, he did not have a keyword. We're going to re-roll it to see the keyword. Yesterday was Outlier, who are our sponsor. Brian Tate, there you go. Brian Tate, Outlier has great content. Now let's bring home some bacon. Been a rough past couple of days. Can't seem to line up the stars. That's MLB DFS in a nutshell. We can only go over so much in this video. We do have premium content on the site, but we try to give you as much information as we possibly can to give you just a fuller view of what you can kind of just break down the slate. So if you guys like the content, definitely smash the subscribe and the like button. So Brian, email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, and we will get you set up for your free week. I believe you have an account on the site. If you do not, let me know a username and email you would like set up. So this is Outlier, like we were talking about. The pricing, you can break it down. It's $19.99 or $129.99. Pro gives you a ton of information. You got games, you've got sports bets, you've got insights, you've got everything. So if you were to just look at the insights real quick, we have them on our Discord. So if you go to our Discord, the link is down below. We have insights for MLB. I'm going to set up the insights for WNBA and college football because it is week 0 today. And then you can see the insights that are starting to roll in for week 0 they're right here. Which is awesome. It's exactly what we need. So go check out Outlier. You can do popular bets for the day, which we don't have any currently for college football, but like on Thursday, we had them for Trey Turner, Alec Boehm, a same game parlay for plus 318, so on and so forth with Outlier. So some of these teams we're into the part of the season where there's a lot of injuries for pitchers. There's a lot of people being sent up and down. There's bullpen games. So depending on when you watch this video, some of these pitchers may have already changed. We're going to break it down like they are here because these are the projected pitchers as of now. Confirmed. Most are confirmed, but we have been screwed over a little bit. So anytime maybe you watch the video a little bit later in the day and the pitcher has changed, we will have already updated our simulations. We will have already updated our player projections, our cheat sheet, and stuff like that. So that will already be updated for you. So you do not need to worry about that if it's changed a little bit in the video. That being said, they are still putting shingles on my roof. So I apologize if you guys can hear the banging. Hopefully they will be done soon. They've been here literally all day. But we're going to go in. We're going to check it out. Just first glance, as of now, weather, good. Weather should not be a concern today. We should be good to go for all of the games, which is one check mark, one box we've already checked off. We are good to go. So now we've got Houston at Baltimore. We've got Hunter Brown versus Cade Povich. Now, Hunter Brown coming in, 3.82 ERA. Splits-wise, he has not faced Baltimore this year. And pitching on the road, he actually does have a 4.23 ERA. So he has been worse on the road in one more start. Or technically, same amount of starts, 12. He has played out of the bullpen for one of the games. Game logs, he's coming off back-to-back really good starts. One was against the White Sox, one was against Boston. White Sox are obviously a very bad team. We took him there, and we took him against Boston because Boston strikes out the third most out of any team. So we look at that, and he had two good starts, then two middle-of-the-road starts, then some good starts here. Baltimore obviously is a really good hitting team. They haven't been putting up a ton of runs lately, and their bullpen is kind of shaky lately. So it could be a matchup of the offenses here. You look at Cade Povich here. Game logs, 8.17, his last start 18.7, so they called him back up. He had a decent start at 5,900. They've put him down to 5,800 because obviously Houston's a really good hitting team. Pitching at home's got a 3.58 ERA, so he has been decent. But the way Houston's been hitting, I don't know if I trust either of these pitchers. If I do, it's Hunter Brown for tournaments, and that's basically it. But if I'm looking at Houston bats against Povich, they've never faced him before. But then we break it down. Now, we're using outlier. Like I said, we're breaking it down with the games. But Houston bats against lefties. You guys know Jordan. We love Jordan against lefties. He's batting 368 with 6 bombs against left-handed pitching this year. You got Victor Caratini batting 321, or Yainer Diaz, who's been on fire lately, 283 batting average. Jose Altuve has a 344 batting average with 3 bombs. You got Bregman, 219 batting average, but has 6 bombs against left-handed pitching. Those would be ones that I'd feel comfortable with. Obviously, you got Jeremy Pena, too, who's got 3 bombs, batting 297. So I am good with a Houston stack against Povich. I really want nothing to do with Povich. Flip side of that, you've got Baltimore bats against Hunter Brown. Rushman has a home run against him. Mountcastle has a home run against him. O'Hearn has a home run against him. Against right-handed pitching, O'Hearn has 12 bombs. Cowser has 14. You've got Anthony Santander batting 238, but has 26 bombs against right-handed pitching. I will take Brown in tournaments, but I will probably, that's if I make like multiple lineups, I will be all over both offenses. I think I like Houston's offense a little bit more here against Baltimore, but I will take both. I don't want Povich at all. Maybe a little bit of Hunter Brown, but his price might be up there for his matchup. Might be off of that a little bit. Then you got Colorado at New York. We saw Colorado made Patrick Corbin look like MVP, Cy Young, everything rolled into one. Now it's Carlos Rodon. Overall, he had a bad start against Detroit, but he had a stretch of 4 games that were really good. Colorado-wise, he's not faced them this year. Colorado strikes out the second most out of any team, and they strike out on the road the most out of any team on the road. They strike out 10.33 times per game. Rodon, coming off a bad game, maybe people will be off of him, but he had 6 Ks against Texas, 8 against Toronto, 7 against Boston, 10 against Tampa Bay. Colorado strikes out a ton. Would not be surprised to see him, if his stuff is on and it's sharp, would not be surprised to see 7+ strikeouts out of him. Freeland, on the other hand, game log wise, hasn't been that decent. On the road's got an 8.23 ERA, which doesn't make sense. My problem is the Yankees don't hit lefties as well as righties, but I'm taking the Yankees here against Freeland, and I'm taking Carlos Rodon. Aaron Judge has been absolutely on fire, as long as they aren't scared and, intentionally walk him. Juan Soto's been on fire. Stanton seems to be heating up. We're looking at him. Love Glaber if he's leading off. Love Austin Wells. I don't know if he'll be in here because it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup, and Aaron Boone doesn't like to do that. Whatever reason, I will be looking at a Yankee stack. I really want nothing to do with Colorado, and I want nothing to do with Kyle Freeland in this game. You could throw Kyle Freeland in tournaments, but I won't go that route. Angels, Toronto, you got Chris Bassett versus Jack Chanowicks. I don't know. Jack Co. We'll go Jack Co. Jack Chan. I have no idea how you say his name. Game log wise, couple of starts here in a row. Hasn't really done much. He did one with Washington. Hasn't done much here, and he's going up against Toronto. We're looking at him on the road, 6.94, so 2 starts. Obviously not a lot on the road. The problem is Toronto's not got a ton of bats. If I am stacking against him, I would look at Vladdy. Obviously looking at Vladdy. Ernie Clement, Spencer Horwitz, George Springer, if he's leading off, you got some value there. Flip side of that, Chris Bassett against the Angels. Game logs, a couple of bad starts in a row. Has not faced the Angels this year. Pitching at home's got a 4.67, so he has been worse. So maybe we look a little bit at the Angels' bats. Just Bassett, his price is up there for someone who hasn't hit value in a couple of starts. And that was against Baltimore. So it's up and down there. LA bats here against Bassett. Rendon has a home run, but I believe Rendon is on the IL. Or is he just hurt? Oh, he's back? Oh, he just sat. Okay. So he just sat. I wouldn't use him. I'd use Logan O'Hoppe, who's got 13 bombs against right-handed pitching. I would look at Zach Neto, who has 14 bombs against right-handed pitching. Nolan Schanuel has 9 bombs. You've got Mickey Moniak with 8. And I love me some Taylor Ward here against Chris Bassett with 13 bombs, batting .204. So that's kind of where I'd look at here. I am avoiding pitching in this one. I would take Toronto bats a little bit more, but the Angels bats, I do not mind them whatsoever either. Arizona at Boston is the next game. Brian Bayo versus Ryan Nelson. Like we talked earlier, Boston strikes out the 3rd most out of any team. So we've got Ryan Nelson on the road, 4.36 ERA. So it is up there compared to his overall ERA is big. He's worse at home. He's better on the road, and Boston strikes out. Tournaments, Ryan Nelson I'm okay with because he is $6,700 on DraftKings. So he is very cheap. And it allows you to go a lot of different directions. If you want to pay up for Rodon, if you want to pay all the way up for Chris Sale, love Chris Sale today. That would be a direction you could go because Boston strikes out quite a bit here. If we look at the other hand, Brian Bayo, 4.80 ERA, so it is up there. Good start last time, but some middle of the road starts there. Splits wise, he has not faced Arizona this year. Pitching at home's got a 5.28 ERA. Arizona, Josh Bell has a home run against him, and Eugenio Suarez has 1 home run against him. But against right-handed pitching, to be honest with you, they middle of the road. If I were to take bats, it'd be Jock Peterson against him. It'd be Josh Bell, who's got 12 bombs against left-handed pitch or right-handed pitching. Suarez has 13 bombs. Corbin Carroll has 10, and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. has 10 home runs as well. So I'm probably fading Bayo. I'm probably looking at Arizona bats. But on the flip side of that, if you don't trust Ryan Nelson and you want to go Boston bats, obviously Rafi Devers, 23 bombs, batting .320 against right-handed pitching. You got Tristan Casas, who got called back up. He's got 5 bombs, batting .268. Rafaela has 10 bombs. Wilyer Abreu has 13. Jarren Duran batting .307 with 14 bombs. Yoshida, only 7 bombs, but batting .332 against right-handed pitching. I don't mind those. Ryan Nelson for tournaments or prop bets because Boston strikes out 3rd most, I'm okay with that. But I'd probably just focus. I mean, there's other pitchers we like today. Probably just focus on the bats in this one. I think it's up in the air, but as of right now, will depend on the Vegas numbers that come out, any weather. ballpark factors, which we will put all in the Discord down below. Probably like both of them as a stack. Maybe Boston slightly a little bit more, but that might be it. Next game, Texas at Cleveland. You got Tanner Bibby versus Nate Eovaldi. So Eovaldi left the game a couple starts ago. We weren't sure how he was going to do against Minnesota. Came out and threw 100 pitches, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 18.2. Obviously, he didn't get the value that we want out of him at his price. Now they've bumped him up to 9,100. And they're playing Cleveland. So Cleveland's offense did not look the best against the Yankees, except for the extra inning game where the bullpen arms came in. So they looked a little bit lackluster in that game, in that series. Now Eovaldi comes to town. They're still a great hitting team. Bibby, on the other hand, 3.33 ERA, has already faced Texas once this year. 5.1 innings, no earned runs. Only 4 strikeouts, though. 17 fantasy points is not enough at his price. That's the problem. Both of these offenses are great. I'm probably most likely going to be just taking the offenses and not the pitching. Because, again, we've got other pitchers that we could look at. So if we dig into the offense a little bit, we're trying to see which Texas bats or which bats we like. Texas bats against Bibby. Simeon has a home run, and that's it. But then if we dig in and we look at the Texas bats against right-handed pitching, you've got Corey Seager, 286 batting average, 22 bombs. Simeon has 13 bombs. You've got Adolis Garcia, only batting 216, but has 16 bombs against right-handed pitching this year. Taveras batting 232, but 8 bombs. So a cheap option if you're looking for a full Texas stack. And then Nate Lowe with 8 bombs. Carson Kelly, Jonah Heim both have 8 bombs as well. So you could make a case for a full Texas stack of some sort. But then you get to Cleveland bats. Jose Ramirez only batting 167 against him, but has a home run. Austin Hedges batting 1 for 10, but has a home run as well. Then we look at the Cleveland bats. They hit righties better. Bo Naylor has 7 bombs. Andres Jimenez has 4. And then Josh Naylor has 22. Jose Ramirez has 20 home runs as well. So, depending on the lineup, I don't mind a Cleveland stack. You've also got Will Brennan with 8 bombs, batting 261, or maybe even a Tyler Freeman, 5 bombs, 223. And then if Steven Kwan's leading off, he's still hitting 295 against right-handed pitching with 8 home runs as well. So for their prices, I'm probably fading both of these pitchers. Both of these offenses are just way better than I feel comfortable taking pitchers against. That brings us to the Cubs at the Marlins for the next game. Max Meyer versus Kyle Hendricks. I still do not understand why they're trotting out Kyle Hendricks in this. I just don't understand. This is true. His earned runs have been down the past couple of starts. 5 innings, 6 innings. The fantasy points just have not come through. Overall, though, his price at $5,900 was great. Now it's up to $6,100. He is going up against Miami. He has faced him once this year. Only went 4 innings, 4 earned runs. Did have 5 Ks. Trying to see when that was. It was before the trade deadline. So all of the good hitters that hit him are gone, basically. So it depends what you could look at for Kyle Hendricks. If you are looking at the bats, like Jesus Sanchez has a home run against him. Jake Berger, obviously, if you're ever taking Miami as a stack, you're looking at Berger. Xavier Edwards batting 347 against right-handed pitching. Otto Lopez with 3 bombs. Jesus Sanchez has 13. Personally, I can't trust Kyle Hendricks. Could he have a good game? He could. I don't think I trust him enough, even at his price. Maybe tournaments because he is so cheap, you're able to pay for him, and like a Chris Sale at over 11,000. Okay, I get you there if you make multiple lineups. But other than that, yeah, I just do not trust much going on here. So I'm probably fading Hendricks there. And then Max Meyer, he's had, a couple of good starts before they sent him down. Then they sent him down, brought him up, and got shelled pretty good. San Diego did okay. New York Mets, 1 fantasy point, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 4 earned runs. Not the best. Cubs never faced him before. Cubs bats against righties, they don't hit righties very well. Michael Busch has 15 bombs. Paredes has 13 bombs, but Paredes batting 215. You got Ian Happ with 15 bombs, but batting 220. Suzuki has 13 bombs. He's batting 270. The problem, I don't know which max we're going to get. Are we going to get the 14.1 or are we going to get the minus 6.2? At this point, there are other games we can focus on. That's probably where I'm at. I would look at maybe a little bit of Miami bats against Hendricks. Maybe you go Hendricks for a tournament, and if you feel comfortable with that, it is your money. But personally, I'm probably just avoiding this game altogether. There are just other games we can look at. Higher over-unders, better matchups, better bats, better ingredients, better pizza, better, Papa John's. But I'm probably staying away from this game. Then we go to the next game, Washington and Atlanta. It is Chris Sale versus Mackenzie Gore. Now, Mackenzie Gore has faced Atlanta twice this year, has 2-0 record against them. I don't mind that. Atlanta's been bad. They strike out the 5th most out of any team playing today on this main slate. I will go with that direction. Mackenzie Gore at 8,100 I'm okay with, but I love Chris Sale. He faced them once this year, 10 strikeouts in that game. Probably not looking at bats in this one. I love both pitchers. I think Sale's your cash. I think Mackenzie Gore's your tournament. I'm okay with that. I'm probably fading the game batting-wise. Detroit at the White Sox, Kiter Montero versus Chris Flexen. Montero coming in, 5.28 ERA. Has not faced the White Sox before, pitching on the road, 4.77. So he has been better on the road. Game logs, coming off a great game against the Yankees. 5 innings, 5 strikeouts. That was his second best game of the year, I believe. Yes. And that was his last start. So that was a while ago. Depending on if he gets it, 6,400 is okay because he is facing the White Sox. So tournaments, Kiter Montero, I am okay with. Flexen, on the other hand, 5.46 ERA, has not faced Detroit this year. Hasn't done anything. I would look at Detroit bats. So Matt Vierling is a big one I'd look at. Josh Young, I would look at, or Jace Young, I would look at. Probably look a little more into Parker Meadows if he's in there. Depends on the lineup that comes out for them. Jake Rogers has a home run against him. Torkelson has a home run against him. Other than that, maybe Riley Green with 14 bombs against right-handed pitching. That's it. Like I don't love. I'm not using Chris Flexen. He's not done anything in a long time. I would look at Detroit, and I would look at Kiter Montero just a little bit. Philly at KC, you got Michael Walker versus Taijuan Walker. Walker last pitched fantastic game for Cincy, or against Cincy. 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. He's now going up against Philly. He has not faced Philly this year when he's on or pitching at home. He's got a 3.14 ERA. It is a pitcher's park. 8,700. Phillies, obviously, we know they're a really good team. If you don't want Walker, you're looking at Bryce Harper. Kyle Schwarber's more of a tournament-only option. Trey Turner. Rojas, you could look at a little bit. Brandon Marsh, if he's in there. I don't mind them. JT Realmuto, I like him more against lefties, but I would use them. But again, Michael Walker for tournaments, 3.33 ERA overall, and he is better at home. I don't mind that at all. Then you got Taijuan Walker, who we stacked against Washington against him. They only got 3 earned runs, but 2 of them were home runs, so it was big. Splits-wise, obviously, he's made 2 starts since coming back off the IL. None have been good. Now he's going up against Kansas City. Give me a Kansas City stack. Bobby Witt Jr., who's, to be honest with you, his name is in the running for the MVP. It's not close. MLB just wants it to seem like it's a close race between him and Judge. It's not. It's Judge's. It's no matter what. I think if Judge, I'm not going to jinx it. It's not close, but DFS-wise, purpose-wise, love him for over 1.5 bases today. Love Bobby Witt Jr. Love Salvador Perez. Vinny Pasquantino is a name that I think more people should be using, but they haven't been. MJ Melendez would be a cheap option. Michael Garcia could be a cheap option. If you want to fill out a 5-man stack and you want to go a little bit cheaper on the other end because maybe you can't fix them all or fit them all in there, Michael Massey could be in there, or Paul DeYoung, depending on which direction you want to go. I did have a question in our Discord. How do you differentiate different stacks? So, there's the main 1 through 5 players in the lineup that you go with. If you want to differentiate and you feel good about a certain pattern, maybe skip 1, 3, 5, 7, however you want to do it. Maybe you go the bottom of the order, 5 through 9, 5 through 1, and go back that way. All different ways to do it. It really just depends on the opposing pitcher, the ballpark factors, and then kind of go from there, handedness of the pitcher, and go from there. So In this game, I'm taking more of a Kansas City stack, but again, we know Philly team, those are great hitters as well. So don't overthink this game. Probably not taking the pitching. Probably take the bats more so than anything. St. Louis at Minnesota, you got Payante versus David Festa. 4.07 ERA. Home games, he's worse at home. On the road, he's a little bit better. Coming off a good game against the Dodgers. 7 innings in that game. Is that the longest he's gone? Nope. Or tied the longest he's gone. 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 95 pitches. So you're getting about 90 to 100 pitches out of him. But Minnesota can hit. Now, overall, Minnesota hits lefties better than righties, I believe. Let me double check. Again, we're using outlier, so just trying to see if they hit righties better. Yeah, they hit righties better. Probably not using Andre, but probably looking at some of these bats for Minnesota. You got Royce Lewis with 11 bombs. You've got Trevor Larnach with 12. Matt Wallner with 8. Edward Julian, 6, so he is back. 6 bombs, batting .221. Willie Castro, 6 bombs, batting .256. So I do not mind Willie Castro either if you want to pull a full Minnesota stack there. And then on the flip side of that, David Festa coming in. Middle of the road start, really good start here. Not so, middle here. 7,100 is not bad. And then you look at St. Louis bats. They've never faced him before, but they do hit righty pitchers very well. Arenado batting .284 with 10 bombs. Goldie only batting .206 with has 15 bombs against right-handed pitching. Burleson, .301 batting average, 18 bombs. Brendan Donovan has 9. Tommy Pham has 3, batting .272. Festa for tournaments, I'm okay with, but I definitely could see you going St. Louis stack today. I'm not going with pitching in this one. I don't know if I'll have much exposure to this game, but I'll have some bats. Milwaukee to Oakland. The next game, got J.P. Sears versus Aaron Savale. So Sears coming in. Really good start against San Francisco. We had him in that start because it both didn't matter where they're pitching. It's a pitcher's ballpark there. Great start there. Here's my problem. Milwaukee hits lefties better. They just do. So if we're looking at Milwaukee bats going up against J.P. Sears, obviously William Contreras is at the top of my list. Batting .330 with 2 bombs against left-handed pitching. Eric Haase, I don't think he'll be in there. He's batting .280 or .385. Blake Perkins, .290 with 2 home runs. Overall, it's actually shifted. They've actually started hitting righties better than lefties, which is wild to think about. Tournament, maybe Sears is 8,300 though. They have bumped his price up. Milwaukee overall, maybe we don't do a Milwaukee stack. Maybe we only look at William Contreras. We look at Blake Perkins, Jackson Churio, and that might be it. Maybe we go J.P. Sears as an under-the-radar pick here. 10-8 record, 110 strikeouts on the road, or at home, 427, so he has been worse. But this is a big ballpark. I don't think scares me a little bit with his price, but tournament, I don't mind J.P. Sears because I think a lot of people are going to think that Milwaukee still hits righties or lefties better. It's not the case. It has shifted the second half of the season. Then you got Aaron Savale coming in, 4.78 ERA, pitching on the road, 6.62. Not the best, but he's had back-to-back really good starts against 2 teams that hit very well. He's gone at least 6 innings in those games, 4 strikeouts and 5 strikeouts. Oakland has been a sneaky team. Against right-handed pitching, they hit better against righties, though. Shea Langler's with 17 bombs, Geloff with 13, J.J. Bleday with 11, Seth Brown with 10, Brent Rooker with 20. I'm probably looking at Oakland as a sneaky stack and not going with Aaron Savale in this situation. Then the Mets at the Padres is next. Paul Blackburn versus Joe Musgrove. So Blackburn on the road, we see him. 4.19 ERA. He's not faced San Diego this year. Looking at that, he's pitching on the road. 5.60 ERA. And 58 strikeouts is not a lot. 4.46, 6.2. This is a pitcher's ballpark, but if we dig into the numbers and we look at San Diego bats, they hit righties I'm probably fading Blackburn today. Looking at, they hit righties considerably better than lefties. So you've got Luis Arraez batting 317. You've got Cronenworth with 14 bombs batting 266. Machado 14 bombs batting 271. You've got Jackson Merrill batting 320 with 13 bombs. I think Merrill probably wins the NL Rookie of the Year. Let me know, who do you think wins the NL Rookie of the Year? Him or Paul Skeens? And then Jurickson Profar batting 271 with 12 bombs. Yeah, I'm looking at a San Diego stack. I want nothing to do with Blackburn. Then you got Musgrove. Almost a 5 ERA. Home games 471. Not a bad game against Colorado, but his price is 8,200. He has not done much. Has not faced the Mets this year. Overall, though, the Mets have hit him pretty hard. JD Martinez has a home run. Pete Alonso has a home run. Iglesias has a home run. Lindor has 2 home runs. I'm probably looking at those guys stacking the Mets. I'm probably not going pitching in this game. I like San Diego as a stack better, but I do not mind the Mets as a stack either. I think that makes a good option too. Tampa Bay at the Dodgers is the second to last game. And before we get to that, the keyword of the day is Alani. This is a really good energy drink. It's Witch's Brew. It's like the caramel apple suckers. It's amazing. If you haven't had it, Alani is the keyword of the day. So we've got Tyler Alexander versus Bobby Miller. So Bobby Miller has an 8.02 ERA. Splits-wise, when he's at home, a 164 compared to the 6 starts on the road. Back-to-back negative starts, then a not a very good Arizona start, then a negative start against the White Sox for whatever reason. Probably, I don't like that at all. Going up against Tampa Bay, though, Tampa Bay's offense, very lackluster, not showing much, and that's kind of what I think. I'm probably not looking at Bobby Miller. I'm probably also not looking at Tampa Bay as an offense. I don't trust them. And then Alexander comes in. They think it's going to be Alexander. He last pitched on Sunday. It would make sense for him to pitch. Hasn't really done much lately. Dodgers bats are probably where it's at. Ohtani, obviously Mookie Betts against the lefty. This is not confirmed. Alexander is not a confirmed pitcher yet, so it's definitely something we need to look at. But yeah, Ohtani, Mookie Betts. I believe Chris Taylor should be off the IL today. I think Max Muncy's back. I'm just looking at a Dodger stack of some sort. Let's wait for the lineup to come out. They did just release Jason Hayward, so he is off. So that's, a veteran move removed. But I'm not looking at Alexander. I'm not looking at Tampa Bay bats. I would look at LA Dodger bats today. Then San Francisco at Seattle is the final game. Now, not 100% confirmed, but it looks like it's going to be Hayden Birdsong versus Luis Castillo. Now, Seattle strikes out the most out of any team. So while I don't trust him a lot in DFS, at least in tournaments I'll put him in there. Been a few starts since he's hit 20-plus fantasy points, which we need, but he is so cheap we're able to go a lot of directions. Never faced Seattle, or has not faced Seattle this year. They've never faced him in at all. Against right-handed pitching, Seattle does pretty well. You got Cal Raleigh, 16 home runs, batting 230. You've got Rojas batting 7 home runs, 243. Arozarena only batting 206, but has 10 home runs. Canzone has 8 home runs. Haniger 9. Luke Raley 13. I'm okay with that. Birdsong for tournaments, I'm okay with, or sports betting, because Seattle strikes out the most out of any team. I'm okay with that. And then you've got Luis Castillo coming in. Again, they really haven't had success against him. Yastrzemski's batting 4 for 5 with a home run, and that's it. And they hit lefties better than righties. Castillo, who started off the season slow, 3.51 ERA, bad start against Pittsburgh, but back-to-back good starts against New York and Detroit. I do not mind them here. I would like this game a little bit more if it were in San Francisco, but we'll take what we can get. So looking at that, Castillo for tournaments or cash, I do not mind. 9,800 if you don't want to go ahead and pay all the way up for Chris Sale, you would save $1,300. or 1,400 if you go with Rodon. So I love Chris Sale. I will be using him. I will be using Castillo. I will be using Rodon. The bottom ones, like Montero is one I would look at. 6,400 is a cheap one. Birdsong, maybe for tournaments, is cheap. Ryan Nelson only because Boston strikes out a ton. Not using Walker, not using Feston, not using Savale, not using Andre. I maybe use a little bit of Max Mayer. Probably fading Bayo. Probably fading Miller. If it is Alexander, I'm fading him. Mackenzie Gore, just because Atlanta strikes out the 5th most out of any team on this main slate, and he's had 2 wins against them. I'm okay with that. And then, yeah, fading Musgrove and Blackburn. So, yeah, that's it. That's the breakdown. Those are 14 games broken down. Pitchers, batters, we had the keyword, so make sure you get that in there. Make sure to like this video up. It is a Friday, so if we could get to 200 likes, that would be amazing. If you guys want to see the 10 out of 10 matchup ratings after simulations, and you want to see the 5 pitchers that have the best matchups, pitches be crazy against teams that strike out the most, check out the Discord as well. So all of the links are down below. Good luck on this Friday slate, and let's bring home some bacon. Peace.